Alright, the next Disney package film in the 1940s that came out was Make Mine Music, which is honestly one of my favorite out of the six theatrical package films from the 40s. I think that this one, even though they're all just shorts like bunched together in all these films in this decade, I thought that this is probably one of the best ones. I thought that this was really entertaining and really fun. I liked a lot of these shorts a lot. I think a lot of these shorts are incredibly fun and incredibly great. Like musically, they're really entertaining. And I like how this movie does a great job. It's contemporary music, and I think that it does a great job of blending different genres of music. They like all the music in this. I think is really good. All the Cats Join In, which is the one where it's got all the pencil drawings that are created while you're watching it, is a really cool jazz type of music. It's really, really entertaining and really incredibly catchy. And the one with Johnny Fedora and Alice Bluebonnet, the ones about the two hats, kind of falling in love. That one's cool because it's got the Andrews sisters, who are, if you know who they are, they've done like lots of stuff, but people know them from like the Fallout games because they play their music in the actual game, which is pretty cool. They've got great voices, and I think that it does. I think that one segment with about the two hats is a really cool, and it's really interesting with how, because this is something that hadn't been done up to that point much, about like hats that could move and like talk and like sing. And I think that seeing that for probably the first time, it might have been done before the 40s, but I think that this is one of the first times you see like an inanimate object like a hat sing and talk. Even though it's like the Andrews sisters doing all the music, it's cool seeing that, and the song is really catchy and really fun. And Peter and the Wolf, which is one that, out of all the musical ones, isn't that musical. It's one that's just, I mean, it's got music in it, but it feels like it's the less like involved one that didn't need to be in this movie. Even though it's a really cool segment where it's about this kid who's facing a wolf with his couple animal friends, like a bird, and it's really entertaining and really funny. And I like how the narrator is the guy who voiced Winnie the Pooh. Because whenever I hear it, I'm like, okay, that's definitely Winnie the Pooh. That sounds just like him. I don't know his real name, the original Winnie the Pooh like voice actor, but it's really, really fun in that segment too. And I think that they just did a good job of blending all these shorts in a way. Like all the shorts, I felt, were all interesting and all different, and I think that this did a good job of that. And I think that out of all the six package films that were out in the 40s, this one I think is probably, it's hard to say if it's my favorite, because I liked Fun and Fancy Free a lot, and Ichabod and Mr. Toad. But I'd say it's still a pretty good one. It's a really fun assortment of shorts. It's a really fun package film, and overall, it's harder to talk about because it's one that's not very story implemented. It's just literally music. But I guess it's okay just to describe what that's just different types of music. But they did a good job of that. They did a good job of making this a fun sit. It's a very fun movie, and I think that it doesn't feel dated. It feels really interesting. It's just an interesting little assortment of shorts.